The pad is, actually I was out there yesterday, the footers have been poured. It's on a 10,000 square foot facility. So that is expanding his business here in Barren County, and next week we will be announcing 2 more businesses that will be opening as well. So we're up and we're moving. Things are happening. We have a lot of construction, residential construction going on. My conversation with Mr. Griffin, and things are moving. So I know we're entertaining several clients, and that's about all I'm gonna have to say about that. Okay, we'll move into certificate of emergency for the road department backhoe repairs, which we have already done. So I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
No, hold on, Mr. Okay, never mind, Mr. Master Real, thank you. Okay, sale and closing of the Barren County Public Properties Corporation leased revenue funding bonds. You all should have a copy of that in your packets. You need it. The refunding of the Series 2007 resulted in the debt service savings of $245,000. So now the county will receive a check for $24,589.97, representing a 10% of the gross savings. I think if you all remember, we talked about this last fiscal court meeting, and so we should be receiving a check for that $24,000. That requires no action. You want to go ahead? Okay. We'll need to some action on the repair, the tile replacement of Pine Ridge Road, which we've had to wash out for the last 2 years. I think this year was probably the worst with the 14-foot cave-in. I know. Yesterday, Master Calkins and myself, Mr. Runyon, and Mike Hatcher, we all met with folks on Pine Ridge and to get their opinions of what they would like to see done. And basically, the can's been kicked down the road enough. We're going to try to fix it. So I need some action to move forward with this this project.
You need a motion?
That's correct.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Master Couchman, second by Master Allen. Any discussion?
What are you talking about here? I know we've got somebody else coming to look at that. I don't know if Jeremy's talked to you about that.
Well, we're not going to be able to do it ourselves because we don't have the equipment to get down there to it. We've talked about a couple of ideas. But we need, the old tile needs to come out and the new tile needs to go in. So however that gets done.
So are you prepared to do something, or you got a dollar amount today?
I think we've only received one bid on this, and I don't have that in front of me. So
Well, we've got somebody else coming to look at it.
Okay.
To actually try to bore it.
Okay, yeah, we briefly talked about that yesterday, but I don't have all the information on that. I don't even know enough about that to talk about it. So, but we just know it needs to be fixed.
I would say let this other contractor just look at it and see what he suggests as far as, and see if it's something that he can get in there and get that one out. I'm not sure what he's going to have to do to see what we got, what our options are before we do. We step too far, what we do.
You want your motion restated for bids, or what would you? What do y'all prefer?
Well, we could take bids, but we already got one. I think we got one, haven't we?
Yes.
And I don't see any sense of putting it off any longer myself. I mean, if they have another big rain, then they can't get in and out. Well, they can. We're talking about another place to come out up there to a field. Pretty good drive up through there. If it rained, we're in trouble. I like to leave it just like this. Make a motion to go ahead and fix it.
The bid we have is over 20. So the procurement process, the bid is over 20,000. So I'm going to advise us to take bids, just for the sake of following the law. Would you like to amend your motion, Master Couchins?
Yes.
I'm quite confident it's over the procurement, 20,000.
Oh, yeah. What are you looking for?
Well, I mean, we can two ways. We can take bids, or we can declare an emergency and just get it fixed. So, what says the court?
Is it still operable right now? I mean, is the road open?
Yeah, it's open. It's open.
And we do have one local contractor that's licensed through the state.
Well, yes, no, we've got one.
Just got one. I make a motion that we take bids.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor to take bids on the Windermere Bridge.
Second.
We have a second, Master Housen. That motion was by Master Bennyfield. Any questions, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay. We got that out of the way. Jailer Bellamy, your report, please.
Morning, Judge. Have a few items. I'll start with our count this morning. Barren County, 96 inmates, drug court 5, Metcalf 11, Monroe 42, and 120 at the state. We had our surprise inspection week before last, where they come unannounced. He was very satisfied with our facility. And our jail committee met yesterday at the jail. Let Charles brief you guys on that.
I think I've got something coming up here in the next section.
Yes, you do.
Next section. Okay. A few more things. We're in discussion with Taser about doing a 1-year free trial for a body camera. Haven't crossed the bridge with them yet, but that's what we're looking at. And also brought a $25,000 check for Denny to help towards our medical funds.
And we greatly appreciate that.
That's about all I got, Judge.
Okay, we'll need to take action on Amendment 4 to Health Service Agreement with Southern Health Partners. I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Master Riddle, second by Master Allen. Any discussion, questions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Sheriff Keene, your report, please. Thank you, sir. Pass that to the proper.
Judge, the court, one of the things I have on the agenda today, and obviously we're acknowledging our receipts and considering sheriff's bond, but get a little earlier start on the vehicle that was budgeted so we can go ahead and advertise for bids and get that process going, so possibly we can get an order in by December. And I'm basically asking the court to proceed with that paperwork and advertising for bids.
Do I hear a motion to proceed?
I'll make that motion.
Master London,
Second.
second Master Houchins. Any discussion or questions? Yes. Just on the vehicle. All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we need to acknowledge the receipt of Sheriff's Quietus 2016 taxes. Entertain a motion on that.
I will make that motion.
Master Allen,
Second.
second Master Gillen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Consider the increase of sheriff's bond. You know, we talked about this last year. We kind of rolled it over a little bit, but it's something we have to address every year, so.
Has anything changed as far as the amount of money or any other reason other than we just have to do it
We have,
every year?
tax season's coming up.
Okay. Then I'll make a motion, we leave it as it is.
Master Allen to leave as it is.
Second.
Master Riddle with the second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, thanks, Sheriff.
Thank you, Judge.
Fiscal Court Committees, Building and Property Committee. Master Gillen.
We met with the planning, I guess, planning committee for the crosswalks and trying to alleviate the traffic on the north side of the square. Wasn't a whole lot accomplished, just referred to the next meeting. This is the second meeting as such.
All right. And that's a joint meeting with the City of Glasgow?
Yes.
Correct. Okay. All right. We'll move on to the Solid Waste Committee. Master London.
John is working on a 5-year plan, and we'll invite John up to the podium to go over this 5-year plan with us.
It's time again through the Division of Waste Management, we have to have a 5-year plan. Every county is required to have a 5-year solid waste management plan. This plan will go through 2018 through 2022. All I need, I think all of y'all have a copy of the 5-year plan that I've written. Just need a motion to accept it, and then we'll forward it on to the state for their acceptance.
I'll make that motion.
Master Gillen.
Second.
Second, Master Houchins. Any questions or discussions? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Transportation Committee, Master Riddle.
We've got 4 items of business. First, the number one is we talked about the blacktopping. It's going to come from the flex funds and the discretionary funds. I think all the roads have been appropriated, and funding is all in place, and looking to start on those somewhere in early October. Discretionary funds is still,
They're still up,
they've not been approved. But the flex funding's all done, carved in stone, ready to go.
They said they'd be in mid-October.
Okay. So we're looking to get started on that mid-October. The chip seal, Jeremy had planned on starting some chip sealing prior to all the storms coming through and the damage that we have. And, he's in the middle of trying to repair a lot of stuff right now, and we've got roads that are just trying to keep open and keep patched up, keep them going until we figure out exactly what we're going to do. We've got to get started doing some chip sealing, and it's the recommendation of the Transportation Committee that we've got a few roads that we would like to subcontract out. We can only do so much with what we have to do, and there's a few roads that we would like to subcontract out. And Jeremy's got a list of several roads. We don't know exactly how much money we're going to have till we get some of these repairs made, but we know we've got to get started. We know we've got enough money to start, and we know we've got enough money to go a long way, but we don't have the manpower to do so. So what we're wanting to do is subcontract these out, and it's a recommendation of the Transportation Committee that we do so. So I guess we would like to have the authority to let Jeremy get some bids and get his numbers together to try to move forward while the window of opportunity, which is the weather and the temperatures, allow us to do this.
Okay, so you want to put that in form of a motion?
Yeah.
For just the chip seal?
For just the chip seal.
Okay. So we have a motion from Master Riddle to allow Jeremy to move forward on the chip seal projects.
That's right.
Second.
Second, Master Bennyfield. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay.
Third item of business is our backhoe, which we just talked a little earlier about. We had some more repairs. We're totally upside down on this backhoe. It's been a really good machine, but it's time to move on. I think the machine's got around 6,000 hours on it. It's in and out of the shop quite a bit. It's getting worse, not reliable. And every year, for the last several years, is my understanding, even before I came, we bought a new truck, a new dump truck every year. Well, this year, in lieu of buying a dump truck, we want to take the $120,000, and this was all discussed during the preparation of the budget. We want to take $116,000 to $120,000 and buy a new backhoe with this money. Now that money is budgeted, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to make a motion that we give Jeremy the authority to look at to gather some state bids and to go actually look and lay hands on some different machines, maybe demo some of them, which they've offered to do that, before we just jump out and buy one.
Okay, we have a motion by Master Riddle to allow Jeremy to demo and check out the machines that's best suits the road department.
On a state bid contract, and we're not going to exceed $120,000.
State bid contract not to exceed $120,000.
State quote.
I'll second it.
Master Couchins with a second. Any discussion or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay.
The fourth item of business that we have is the brine and snow, the brine making equipment. You know, we have $154,000 budgeted for new equipment, so we're looking at spending about $20,000 of it, $120,000 of it on a new backhoe versus a new dump truck. We're also wanting to purchase the equipment that is necessary to make our own brine. For the past several years, we've relied on the city of Glasgow to we take them salt and they make us brine out of it. And they've been really good to us, and as Jeremy said, they're probably still willing to do that, but we feel like that we're kind of wearing out our welcome. And, we need to be able to, we shouldn't have to rely on somebody else when we need brine made right now. We need to go ahead and purchase this equipment. And it's a total cost for now of around $15,500. That's for the brine maker and the tank that you put it in. So, and it expedites the process when we need brine, and it's just the right way to go. So I'd like to make a motion that we buy this brine equipment, which is in the budget, for $15,500 plus or minus.
Second motion.
All right, we have a motion, Master Riddle, second, Master Gillen. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
That's it.
All right, thank you very much. Hey, Jeremy? Yep.
Doesn't need to be, Sherry, on the state bid, or it should be on a state quote. Should that be rephrased on that? On the backhoe? On a state quote price?
Because it's to be approved vendor or non-approved.
Right,
If we buy from the state, they have to be state approved.
okay.
Will
We just have to
the
check
old-
with them and make sure that they are on the list, correct? Excuse me?
Will the old backhoe be surplus property?
No, sir.
Or-
We're gonna keep it fresh, as spare in
Back
case, right, in case something happens to the new one if we need it.
Okay. Anything else?
Trent, you forgot to say something about the, I'd actually, mentioned to you on the, chip seal. Actually taking and trying to,
Yeah.
every year to try to
Go
correct
ahead.
some of these chip seal problems.
What we want to do is try to move as far away from the chip seal as we can. Jeremy has the idea of trying to remove a road or two every year, a few miles every year of chip seal, and turn them into blacktop. It's like he said, the chip seal never ends. It's just a constant problem, especially in the high traffic roads that connect one state road to another state road, or a state road to a county road, and there's a lot of traffic on them. And I think that you have a couple or three in mind right now.
Yes, I did on this time. I had, like I said, there was actually 3 roads, which was, that was turned in for chip seal, that I feel like that they've been chip sealed, and we need to try to move forward with some of these roads. It's high traffic, which has a lot of residents on, and some of them is even blacktop, that actually that we was going to have to try to patch over. That's not going to work out well for us, I mean, in the long run. And the 3 roads that I've got is Hollis Thomas was one of them that really needs just a coat of blacktop put back on it instead of chip seal patching. It's just not a good road. It's going to be to actually patch with chip seal. I mean, it's actually a blacktop road. Lessonbury was another road. It's actually in Charles's district. And Jay Carter's another road that we've had a lot of issues with for 3 years that I've been there. It's a lot of bleeding, a lot of problems, a lot of heavy trucks, a lot of people lives on it, and it's been, like I said, a lot of calls come in to us on this road. So, and it's going to be I just like to see it every year if we could just maybe do away with 1 or 2 chip seal roads and blacktop them, and because this, like I said, this chip seal's it's an ongoing thing. As of last year, we had a lot of problems. As you know, we had a lot of problems with Beech Tree. We chip sealed this road ourselves as county. It just didn't suit it. So we hired an independent contractor to come in. Court did come in, chip seal this road, fog seal this road. Midsummer, we started having a lot of calls. This road needed to be repaired again. It was bleeding. It needed to be dusted as the oil was coming back through the top. So as this year, it's on flex to pave this road. So that's my theory behind it is we spent $15,000 last year, which it did help the road. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily, I
guess what you say, wasted. It did help the road, the structure of the road by re-chip sealing it, but we spent $15,000 last year and then going back over at blacktop this year. So like I said, it's an ongoing thing. Chip seal's an ongoing thing that it's going to continue to, no matter if we do it or that's my theory. No matter if we do it or an independent contractor does it, I mean, this oil's going to, in hot weather, it's going to come to the top. And then we're back on it again the next year, spending money again the next year, doing the same thing, which in some senses I understand we have to do. We can't do them all, but I feel like if we could just do a couple
Try
a
to take
year,
up one or two a year.
one
Couple
or two
miles
a year. Right, if we just do a little bit, it'd be that much.
I think it's a good idea.
Jeremy, on, excuse me for, I hope I didn't butt in. I'm bad at that.
Oh, it's okay.
On Lessonberry Road, are you going all the way back
Yes, that's the whole
to
road.
old White House back
It's
there?
the whole road,
Yeah.
0.7 of a mile, which was, if this goes through, we're gonna have to go in and repair the front of that before they blacktop
Yeah.
that, just where we make sure that it will hold.
Can we get a little widening there? Is there any place to,
You know, and
not
that's,
on the first part, but the second part?
you know, that's something, we just have to cut the shoulders, pull the shoulders back on it and try to
So
get all
it'll
we
be
can get out of it.
It'll be a little wider. I've had a call on that,
Correct.
reason I asked.
But that's all I've got.
All
Like I
right.
said, that's-
Thank you very much, Jeremy.
Thank you.
All right, jail committee, Master Allen.
We had a very good jail meeting yesterday. We had about 30 minutes of question and answers, and Tracy did a good job of answering all of them, and had to do with how many people were in the jail, and how many were Barren counties, how many were state, how many were Monroe counties, and Metcalf. And I think the jail finance is in good shape. We also did a walkthrough, and we got to see, of course, all of the equipment that's in there. It's very impressive, especially the x-ray machine. We x-rayed, or they did, one of the deputies, and showed everything on his body, you know, that was foreign. So that was a good investment on that x-ray machine, and y'all have actually used it and caught some contraband, right?
Have caught and have deterred a lot of contraband.
Yeah. But we had a good meeting. Jack was with us. Jack's, anything you want to say?
Well, I was surprised at how quiet the jail is.
Well, it was. It'd be a good place to go take a nap.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
It is, we get a lot of visitors. We get a lot of visitors, a lot of other jails come in, dropping off inmate stuff, and they're surprised at how quiet it is. You know, to have 250, 60 inmates, it's real quiet.
Yeah, it was good. That's all I've got to say about it. Tracy's probably got something else.
Just encourage all you guys to come up and check out our x-ray machine and just walk through and see what we got going on. We're proud of it. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
Okay, old business. First reading of ordinance 600, fee pooling for a county clerk and the sheriff. This is auditor recommending that we take action.
Okay, Judge, can you, or can somebody explain the fee pooling to me? I think I do, but understand it. But
Okay, I will call on Sheriff Keene or Miss Joanne London.
or both.
Well, the fee pooling is where we turn over all of our monies on a monthly basis instead at the end of the year. So all of our excess fees comes directly to the court each month.
I
So,
like that idea.
yeah. It's been that way for,
Our former treasurer
Yes.
said it was that way before she was in that seat, and she began as an assistant in the 70s, and it was
Right.
that way prior to that.
I knew it was that way when I started working already in the early 80s, but it seems to have worked good for us. You know, I've talked to other counties that it don't work so good for, but we've never had a problem that I'm aware of with this. You know, it just, we turn our excess fees over monthly instead of at the end of the fiscal year, so. Sheriff King, you had anything to say?
Basically, you summed it up. I mean,
Yeah.
we collect the fees and they're divided up, sent to the court, divided up into the different sections.
Yeah.
Sheriff's office is nearly self-sufficient when you put it down in numbers, and we get a little amount of money, but obviously that doesn't make up the difference. A lot of counties in the state are fee pooling, some aren't. But again, all those things that we do, fingerprint cards, copies, CD, concealed deadly weapon permits, things of that nature are put into the pot, and as I refer to it, go upstairs because I'm involved in it.
Any other questions?
Like I say, we've been doing this quite some time, but the auditor has recommended that we have a resolution, I guess, ordinance in place. So, and we looked for an ordinance. Sherry looked numerous hours, and I looked for hours, but we never did find anything in the minutes or anything, but it might have been before they was minutes, I don't know, but.
And this is just one of maybe three things that we have on our agenda today that, hey, the state says they want us to do it.
Right.
You know, we follow their rules, so.
And that's
Well, I'll make a
getting more
motion.
and more all the time.
Judge, let me ask again, this is a recommendation of the auditors, correct?
Just to
Yes.
have it in writing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
that
other
it's
words-
on file that the county is fee pooling with the sheriff and the clerk, because that's what we've been doing, but we didn't have any record that the court had ever approved that.
Right, my question is the inquiry. Obviously, we've been doing this for years, and they don't want us to put it in a resolution.
We want it in an ordinance, yes. We've been doing it. We didn't have an official record that the court and the sheriff and the clerk agreed to do this, and they wanted it to show, is my understanding. They just wanted to see it.
Thank you.
So in other words, we've been doing it, now we've got to say we've been doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're right.
That makes a whole lot of sense to me.
Exactly,
I
yeah,
make a motion, we do it.
yeah.
Okay, we have a motion of Master Dickerson,
Second?
second Master Allen. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Ordinance 601 related to Budget Amendment 2. We'll open this up for a public hearing. For any questions or comments? Yeah. And this will be second reading, yeah. Any questions from the public on this? Hearing none, I will close the public meeting and adopt on second reading. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Master Gillen,
Second.
second by Master Allen. Any discussion? And all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Thank you very much. New business. Today we have the representatives from the Barren County Conservation District to present the annual report for fiscal year 2017. Welcome, young lady.
I know a lot of you all come in the office, you all utilize some of our programs. That's a lot of what we do, is have programs for local landowners as far as we have equipment rentals. We have 2 no-till drills that are out in the county that are located at farms, making it easier for the farmers to get to. And then we have a hay wrapper, and we have updated all 3 of those. There has been some discussion to maybe add another piece of equipment, that maybe a hay wrapper. We also do a lot of cost share programs throughout the year. We do a state cost share program. Those fundings come down from the state, and they're also a part of the Phase 2 money. We do seeding practices, help protect our natural resources in the county. You all help us with the dead animal funding. That money also comes from that pool of money. And one of the biggest programs that we have, a lot of people call it several different things. The bull program, the hay barn program is the common terms people use, but it's called CAPE. And it comes from the Governor's Office of Agriculture Policy is where the money actually comes down from, and our rules on that and how we score and approve people on that comes from the Governor's Office. And it's really popular program that people like to use. It does a couple of different important things, I think, for our county. One, it helps farmers place practices on their farms or continue practices on their farms. Otherwise, they may not be able to do without our help. And then also, it puts money into the county. You know, they're paying a dozer guy or a concrete guy to come and do practices on their farms for them. So it's a two-for-one kind of deal. You know, they're getting a practice and there's some money coming into the county. And just to put a little bit on perspective on that, we're looking at probably, you know, $500,000 a year in a fiscal year that we're bringing to the county for these farmers to implement these practices. And we also work in partners with NRCS, and they have their own set of programs. EQIP is their biggest program. We don't really have anything to do with their money per se, but we do offer, you know, office type assistance and outreach assistance on their programs. And we are considered their partner, and we have a memorandum of understanding with them. Then we also, one big thing that we do is we have conservation plans. There's a lot of talk, especially in the tobacco world. You got to follow your conservation plan. We're not regulatory, but we are there to try to get farmers to maybe do no-till tobacco or no-till corn, no-till beans, to promote that, and they have to follow their farm plan. And the reason I say it's a big deal in tobacco is because there's just been a lot of insurance issues and different things like that, so there's been a lot of ruling on following their conservation plan. So that's kind of something else that we do. We don't really have any pass-through funds for that, but it's just a service. Let's see. Oh, we do the art and writing program at the schools with the kids. The younger kids do the art, and the older kids do the writing. We always have a large interest in that. I think the teachers do a great job of incorporating that in their classroom, maybe whether if it be science most of the time, because our topics are usually water or soil or something like that. And I think the kids just really have a good time, you know, because the teachers are doing something different with them that they don't normally get to do. But every school in the county participates every year, and they take this program to heart. So we really enjoy that. And we do currently have 2 employees, myself and a part-time person, to help with the CAPE program because it does draw in so much traffic into our office. And it is going on right now, just for the record. So if anybody's interested in signing up, the deadline is October the 20th. If you're interested in doing some type of project on your farm. I really can't think of anything else that stands out that we do, but that's just a overview. And if you read our annual report in the newspaper, I hope you enjoyed it. We also have a banquet each year to where we like to recognize our farmers that are doing a good job in the county, preserving our natural resources and doing different projects to make our county look better too. You know, we don't want a bad name. We want to be a clean county, right? So we try to promote that and tell our farmers they're doing a good job when we can. So we do that every year.
Okay.
I think that's got it.
Any questions for Ms. Lindsay? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Okay, next we have Mr. Barclay Trimble from the Mammoth Cave National Park, new superintendent, to address the court.
Good morning, Judge of the Court. Thank you for allowing me to be here. For those of you that hadn't had the opportunity to meet yet, my name is Barclay Trimble. I'm the new superintendent here at the park. Been here for roughly 6 weeks, and so I'll entertain any questions at the end, but it may not have all the answers that you may have. So just to give you a little bit on the economics of the park, visitation is up this year, about 17,000 visitors from the previous year. Most of that is attributed towards the eclipse. When that was going on, we received about 14,000 visitors in excess of the same time period of last year. So with everything year to date, we're up about 4%. We take the eclipse out of the equation, we're still up about 1%. So the park is as an economic factor in the community is still striving and doing well. A couple of noteworthy projects that I just want to bring to your attention if you haven't been out to the park. For the Echo Springs area down by the Green River Ferry, we're putting in an accessibility trail and an observation platform that will allow all to be able to get in and see the river and the ferry operations, and all of that should be completed in mid-December, so it is currently underway and they're making really good progress. In addition to your discussion here this morning about a bridge, for those of you that know the pedestrian bridge that we have that makes a connection between the visitor center and the concession operation at the park, that bridge has been closed down as of last Monday, and the first piece of removal will be occurring in the next couple of days. So that whole bridge is being removed and being replaced, and the new structure should be in place by late December. So that will be operational by the first of the year. In addition, we are currently in the process of replacing all of the lighting in the cave. So we're replacing a little over 1,100 lights, trying to go with a little bit of a different lighter hue that will help reduce mold and algae growth in the cave. So it's coming now with a little bit of an oranger hue than what maybe you've seen in the past, but all of that is scheduled to be done in the next couple of months to have that completed. A couple of key days coming up for fee-free days. September 30th is the Public Lands Day, and so we'll have some of the cave tours will be free that day. And then again on Veterans Day weekend in November, we'll have some fee-free days or some fee-free tours that are in the cave coming up on that. And just a couple of notable projects just want to make the court aware of. We just initiated a cave management plan that will help govern how the park is operated into the future. And so there will be some public meetings on that, probably the first week in December. So just want to get that on everybody's calendar now, and we would appreciate, the input on how we can proceed with cave management in the future. And from a tourism standpoint, we're working on a international dark sky designation, and so we have to have that application into the area in early November. We're currently in the process right now of replacing about 65% of our lights, so they will be night sky compliant. And then over the next couple of years after that, we will end up being 100% compliant, but we have to be 65% before we can even put in the application. So we're hopefully have that done, and then help another aspect along with the International Biosphere on the World Heritage Site, another key component for the park to hopefully be able to market, for the outside communities as something to come and see. And just lastly, I just want to make the court aware that we'll be having a press release coming out in the next couple of days about some possible fee increases. And again, we'll be looking for some civic engagement and some input from the public on those. It's been several years since any fees have been increased in the park, and obviously as businessmen you all know that the cost of providing your business increases every year, and it's the same with us. So we'll be asking for some nominal increases coming forward. So I think that will conclude my aspect, and are there any questions?
Any questions?
How many visitors do you have a year there at the park?
A little over 500,000.
How do we raise that? How do we get more people coming into the cave area? How do we promote our cave system better? I mean, how do we bring more people to Mammoth Cave, and which creates a huge influx of money to Cave City and Horse Cave and those areas? How do we advertise? How do we create more interest in that area?
Well, I think it's just going to be in partnerships. Obviously I don't know all the inner workings of everything yet, but from what I've seen so far, I know Caveland Marketing is a group that, out of Cave City that does send promotional mailers out to people that kind of ask for information for the area. I know we probably need to do a better job with our social media aspect, and that's something I'm going to be focusing on trying to get in that. So I think just as we try to find the right avenue, I think, to reach out to the audience is going to be important. And I think just jointly as, just communities and the park together, I think we can do that, which will hopefully help. But, and that's why we're trying to do this international dark sky designation, I think, is another key component that I think will help draw some people in. And
what will that actually entail as far as what is involved in that?
Well, for us at least, within a 5-year period, once we get that initial application, we have to be 100% compliant. But for what we're doing is trying to promote the dark sky, and so we're actually working with our friends group right now. We're actually having some night sky programs in October where we're bringing underserved youth out to the park to come, them and their families, to come out and spend a day at the park, come do a cave tour, come have a dinner, a campfire program, and a night sky program. So the more that we can do that, and then have the Milky Way, all the constellations viewable from inside the park is we think an important component that we can then feed upon for individuals to come forward and have that opportunity to just get outside the city limits and not too far of a drive and come out and see a dark sky. I think is something that we're looking to promote and hopefully have more people come and enjoy it.
This is a dollar amount per visitor spent in the area, the Edmondson, Barren County area, Warren County. Do you have a figure on that?
Not for the 3 counties per se. I know there's.
What is it for Barren or Edmondson? Do you know? Either or. For Barren County, what would be the economic impact per visitor?
I do not.
Don't know.
I don't have that individually broken out.
It's obviously it's a unique area and it's a beautiful place, and anytime you have a national park here within your county and in your area, I think we should try to use it as a tool as much as we possibly can. And I know you guys do. I know you do. You do a wonderful job over there. We come a couple times a year in the fall, just drive through and stop and eat lunch at the restaurant. It's a great place. I just like to see more people. I'm just a little surprised sometimes, especially in the fall, that there's not as many people there as I feel like, you think that it's as pretty as it is and as much as there is to do and see there, you would think that there would be more people there,
Well, we do have a new operator there that started in early January, so we have a new concession operator that has started. So I think they are really working in earnest too to help promote the park and obviously the opportunities to come in and see that park too. So hopefully we'll see some change with that new operator as well.
Barren, you don't say something?
Well, I just wanted to add along those lines, and I know you're familiar with it, our regional, our trail town status. We have a lot of our local communities that's working on trail town. I know Cave City, Park City, I think Brownsville. And also our regional trail initiative that's being worked on probably for 2 years now, that's making a lot of progress. And I think that should bring a lot more to our area and the park. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine.
Things that are going on to help improve the folks coming.
And also, I usually take that opportunity to go to the state fair and promote Barren County, and Mammoth Cave is always a big topic. You'd be surprised the people that we meet that hadn't been to Mammoth Cave, but always heard of it, and we'll take their name and give them information, hopefully to get them to come down here. So,
people drive in the fall many miles and to see the leaves and the color changes, and we ride motorcycles through the park in the fall usually a couple of times, and it's gorgeous, and see more people there.
No, I was just at the Welcome Center yesterday, in fact, just north of here, and had some conversations with some individuals. It was amazing. I think some of your aspects are very correct on, not knowing it was there, but then hearing about it and wanting to stop by. So how we can do better promoting that, we're working.
All right, any more questions? Thanks, sir,
for the opportunity.
Appreciate it. Okay, approved payment of claims as presented.
So moved.
Master Gallen.
Second.
Second by Master Pouchins. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Do we have a comment down on this end, or? Okay. Approve transfer of funds.
So moved.
At Master Couchins.
Second.
Second by Master Gillen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Approved budget adjustment.
So moved.
Master Couchins.
Second.
Second by Master Allen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Approved monthly financial statement, August 2017, subject to audit.
Make that motion.
Master Gillen.
Second.
Second Master Houchins. Any questions, discussion?
How much money do we have? Are we in good shape right now? We're gonna have
Okay.
to borrow money.
That is a heck of a good question, and I will answer that. Today, I told you all that, actually last month, I told you that we're probably going to have to start borrowing in September. Well, we're not going to have to borrow. So the earliest we'll have to borrow from the road fund will be next month. So and that's our goal, to keep stepping it back each month. So we're in good shape right now, but next month we will have to borrow from the road fund. So that's a good question, Master Riddle. Any other questions? I guess the long and short of it, yes, we've got enough money to pay the bills, so. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Approved official settlement, August 2017, subject to audit, the county attorney, county clerk, and the sheriff.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Master London, second by Master Allen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Personnel actions.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
I don't have any personnel action. Yeah, we do. All right. We have Master London, second by Master Houchins. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Acknowledge the receipt of library subject to audit, July 2017.
So moved.
Do you want to include 2017 annual report in that as well, Master Houchins?
Yes.
Okay. We have a motion.
Second.
Second, Master Riddle. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Amend annual standing order for reoccurring expenses. This would include payments to contract hires such as the employees of Jackie Browning Park, that works a concession stand. And Miss London, you have one contract hire as well. Yes, on the grant.
Make that motion.
Master Gillen.
Well, I'll second it.
Second, Master Allen. Any questions or discussion? I will add this. We are to take action on this, but we have to let Frankfurt know what we took action on, and then they have to approve that as well. So just because we say it's fine, they may say it's not. So all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Acknowledge receipt of 2017 tax rate. This is the schools, Glasgow Independent, Barren County and Caverna, cities of Park City and Cave City. This is something else that the state auditor said we need to be acknowledging. Not that we have any control over them, but we should acknowledge that because they are going on our tax bills.
I'll make that motion.
Master Houchins.
Second.
Second, Master Riddle. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Ordinance 603 related to Budget Amendment 3. Need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Master Benningfield.
Second.
Second by Master Gillen. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, declare an emergency due to immediate expenditures and adopt on second reading.
So moved. Second.
Master Houchin, second by Master Allen. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Okay, also, we have been participating in the 80-20 program with Transportation Cabinet. They, too, have some new rules about the 80-20 program. If we are having that done, we have to use a state-certified person, because they're actually now going to come down and inspect our work, which that's fine. I don't blame them. But we have to acknowledge that here in court. I actually have this resolution. You should have it in your packet. We will continue to do this 80-20 program because it pays dividends for us. So this resolution agreement, this will be to replace the structures for the Big Mata and the Patterson Road, which we're ready to turn in. So I need a motion. A second.
I'll make that motion.
Master London.
Second.
Second, Master Gillen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Motion to adjourn.
Make it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have something? Yes, come on up, Mayor.
If I may, and I promise I didn't come to take up mic time, but something I should have mentioned earlier, a couple of big events coming up, and just to emphasize the economic impact, the Clydesdales will be in Glasgow on the 28th and Cave City on the 29th. And to give you just a little example, we were fortunate to have the world-famous Clydesdales 2 years ago in Cave City that brought in over 8,000 people. Our restaurants were packed, our convenience stores, the roads, the exit off of 65 were jammed up, 90 was blocked back to Estes Road. So it is a huge, huge event, and we're very fortunate to have these twice in our county here back to back. So I just wanted to mention that.
Thank you, Mayor. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Master Gillen, second Master Houchin, we're adjourned. Thank you all.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Jack.
Chip seal, black topping, bring it out. That's all right.
In November is a game that matters.
That decides
SEC
it.
Raced.
I mean, it's not crazy. Unfortunately, Vandy's about to get killed by Alabama, but they're a good team. They're not done winning games.
Yeah, I mean, well, are they good?
I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, I think they're pretty good. That game on the road kind of scares me now just a little bit.
One person writes, Florida has always controlled our secondary. We've never been able to cover them. Can we this year? I think so. I do. Because I don't think that they are I don't think they are nearly as good at receiver in some of those positions as they have been.
Well, Kentucky's won a lot of games in the past. Well, not a lot, but have won some big games, had good seasons because you've had a Cobb who can take over a game or some, good offensive teams. But this is the first team where I think the defense is to the caliber it needs to be in the SEC. That's why I think they're probably as good as they've been.